Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, and this is the story of Snod Hill Orphanage. Wally and Geoffrey were the only two orphans at the Snod Hill Orphanage when it started. Wally and Geoffrey were brothers. Wally was the larger brother. He was a bit big and he was 11 years old, whereas Geoffrey, he was a weedy little boy of 10. They used to argue and bicker and squabble all day long. And the matron, Mrs. Slimebottom, they called Whiffybum, had to keep them in order. She was a huge woman with her eyes that were too close together that she began to look like a cyclops from a distance. She towered over them and used to bellow at them. She would whack them with her giant paws of hands, and they would tremble in her presence. One day, when it was windy and blowy after the lessons had finished that day, Wally went outside. He wanted to play and do something, and he was a bit bored. Geoffrey, I know what we'll do. We'll get the kite out. Wally, where's the kite? I'd love to fly the kite. Geoffrey, I'll tell you where the kite is. It's in the box in our dormitory. Now, you go and get it, and we will fly the kite. Oh, yes, please, said Geoffrey, and he ran up the stairs that was up 3 floors and into the attic, where the orphans had their dormitory. He went in and he opened up this giant box right at the end by the window. Inside the box there were loads of toys. Mr. Potato Head, an Action Man, Barbie doll, Lego, Meccano, and he threw them all out all over the place. The kite was right at the bottom. It was a great big diamond-shaped thing, bright red with yellow going round the sides and a blue ribbon for a tail. And tucking it under his arm, he charged down the stairs, through the hall and out into the grounds. Come along, Geoffrey, said Wally. We will go onto the football pitch. I will fly the kite first. But Wally, couldn't I fly the kite? I mean, I went and got it. It was my idea. Yes, I know it's your idea, but I went and got the kite. No, Geoffrey, I am the boss here. You can fly the kite when I've finished. All right, then. Wally wasn't quite sure how to do it. He licked his finger, he worked out the direction of the wind, and he picked up the kite. So he threw it up into the air, and it floated for a little bit, but then went flying down to the ground. Just a minute. I'll try it this side. He picked it back up again and he tried it the other side, waiting for a gust of wind to blow it. A gust of wind did blow it, and it blew it a little way, but then it fell on the ground. He thought again. I'll give it one last try. Meanwhile, Geoffrey was watching him very studiously. He giggled. You're not very good, are you? Yes, I am. I'm just feeling for the right direction. Wally took hold of the kite for the 3rd time, and he got it right, waited for the right bit of wind, and then at the right moment he gave it a thrust with all his might, and it flew for quite some way. Wally, what is it? You're not holding on to the string. Oh, and he ran after the kite as fast as his legs would carry him. Finally, he got hold of the kite and grabbed hold of the string, but at that moment, the whole thing nosedived into the ground. Oh, this is no good. I know how to fly a kite. Let me have a go. I shan't. Look, Geoffrey, you take hold of the kite and go and stroll off in that direction. I'll take all the string and stroll off in this direction. When we get the suitable gust, you throw the kite up and I will pull on the string. All right then. And he got hold of the kite and he went down to the other end where the goalposts were, and he was waiting. Wally, meanwhile, had marched over to where the other goalposts were, holding on to the string. They were miles apart. Suddenly, they felt a big gust of wind. Wally signalled to Geoffrey, hurry up, hurry up. Geoffrey threw the kite up. There was enough wind to swirl underneath it, lifting the kite up into the clouds. Wally grabbed hold of the string and was pulling it, unfurling the ball, and it was going higher and higher, and Geoffrey was so excited. Oh, it's going up, it's going up. And Wally was excited. Yes, it's going up, it's going up. And up it went. He was running out of string. Oh dear. It was tugging it, and it was pulling him, and he was being pulled along, and he kept going on, and it was going higher, and it was going higher and higher and higher and higher, and Wally was getting a bit worried. Perspiration was popping out of his head. And Geoffrey was going, oh, Wally, I don't think it should go that high. If it goes too high, you might get tangled up in an aeroplane. Oh dear, we're going to have to bring it in. He pulled on the string ever so hard, wrapping the string around the ball, trying to get it down. And just then another mighty gust of wind took it, and the whole kite flew over and bumped into Snod Hill Orphanage, this old Victorian building with all its massively tall chimney pots. "Oh," said Geoffrey, "look what's happened." "I can see what's happened, thank you." The kite had hit against the chimney pots and it got snagged and it wouldn't come down, no matter how much Wally kept pulling at the string. "We'll never get it now." Just then, a booming voice came. It was the matron. "Oh no, it's Whiffy Bum!" Mrs. Slimebottom marched out to see what all the commotion was. She'd heard all the screaming from her study. "Now look here, what have you been doing?" Wally and Geoffrey looked nervously at Whiffy Bum. "We've been flying a kite and unfortunately," said Geoffrey, it's got stuck on the chimney pots." "Geoffrey, you are a very naughty boy. You will have to go up there and fetch it." And if you join me again, I will tell you exactly how Wally and Geoffrey managed to fetch the kite from the tops of Snod Hill Orphanage. Until then, goodbye.